Hello, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Attorney Jeannine Broadnax. I am so happy to be here with you. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. I am looking forward to this new year. There are many, many exciting things that I will share with you all that I have been working on. But today I want to focus on probate. I'm entering my 16th year as an attorney, and I will say things have definitely changed over the course of the 16 years in the probate court. There are a lot more probate court cases that I've noticed, especially in Cook County in Illinois. And I think this has a lot to do with, unfortunately, fraud. And what's happening is there's lots of different fraudulent transactions. So mortgage companies and banks, they want to protect themselves, and so they're requiring probate for a lot of matters that in the past maybe could have gone and have been handled without probate. So I want to talk to you about a type of cases that I've been seeing a lot of in probate. One of those types of cases is where the deceased person has left a house, and that house has a mortgage on it, and that mortgage may be just in one of the spouse's name and not in the other spouse's name. And so now when that person dies, here you have the husband or the wife that's left, and that they've been paying the mortgage and they're living in the home, but however it's in the deceased person's name. And so that's one of those type of things that will have to go through probate. Another type of case that I see a lot of in probate is matters where family members are living in a home. They've been living in a home for a while. Someone decides that they want to, maybe get a rehab loan to fix up the house, and then they find out that the house is in a grandparent's name or someone else's name down the family tree. And so that's a type of matter that would have to go to probate, because basically what probate is it's a formal process via the court system that allows the court to basically transfer those assets to either a beneficiary that's named in the deceased person's will or via the law, which is the state statute. And so, as you know, I'm always talking to you all about having a will, doing a will, listing out your beneficiaries, who you want your items to go to. Because the good thing about probate, if you do have a will and it's a properly done will, that the court will follow your will. The court will distribute your assets according to how you want those things to be distributed. If you don't have a will, then the court will follow what the state law is. And the state law is oftentimes very much different than what the deceased person's wishes would be. There's the state law doesn't really take into consideration, blended families, children from previous marriages, and things like that. So you definitely want to make sure that you have in your will outlined who you want to have these assets. And of course, if there is a will, then the will have to be probated. What that means is that the court will review the will, make sure that it's authentic, and then make sure that the assets that you have are then transferred to the beneficiaries or the charities that you've named out in the will. So, sometimes people, they hear probate and they say, oh no, I want to avoid probate. I don't want to have to go to probate. Well, unfortunately, I am noticing that most matters, if you have assets and things, especially if your asset is not paid for example, real property, your house, you have a mortgage on it, you're still paying for it, and you pass, there are most likely that matter, your case will have to go through the probate system, because one, the house is still technically owned by the mortgage company, and there may be equity there. And so if your family wants to sell that property to get out the equity, then that matter may need to go through probate. If your spouse continues to live in that house and wants the house to be then transferred to their name, most likely that matter will have to go through probate. So it's not, something that, you need to be afraid of or worried about. But what I will say is that the most important thing is that you want to make sure that you do have your will, you do have your estate planning done, because that is then a roadmap for the court to follow. And of course, you want the court to follow what your desires are. So I can tell you lots and lots of stories about, cases where people didn't have a will. And so, the asset was then distributed to someone that maybe that person would not have wanted that asset to go through, just based on what the laws of the land are. So you don't want to fall victim to that. So take home message for sure is definitely make sure you get your estate plan done. Definitely make sure that you have a will that is in writing and that has been reviewed by an attorney, so that you know for sure that your will is proper. And of course, my office can assist you with that. You can give us a call or you can send an email and we'll be able to assist you with that. And if you're in a different jurisdiction, you can definitely find an attorney to assist you as well. So I think what I will do is that my next morning coffee, what we will do is that we will discuss some of those, we'll say, worst case scenarios. And those are the cases, like I said, where they're in court and things are going different than maybe the family members would like them to go, because the court is just following what the state law is. So we'll discuss that next time on Morning Coffee. I hope that this has been helpful, and that, as you are starting this new year and you're working on your, resolutions and things you want to do better, things you want to do different this upcoming year, that having a will, if you already have a will, have it reviewed to make sure that it is legal and that it has all of your wishes laid out. That would be very important. So please feel free to reach out to my office. We can definitely be able to assist you. The contact information is below. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Morning Coffee with Attorney Jeannine Broadnax. Have a great rest of your day.